Now, I went on live today in honor of Tommy B, and now I see Mr. Law Talk is on here. So don't start no stuff. Law Talk with Mike. All right. All right.
Morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
If you could unmute, please. We are here today on the record in the matters of the city of East Lansing and the people of the state of Michigan versus Todd Densborn. We have file number 21-02063 SD and 21-01611 OD. We're here today, Mr. Densborn, because there's been a probation violation and I think additional supplemental alleged violations, and the court felt it absolutely necessary to see you as soon as possible. So I'm very, we're on Zoom today and we'll address that momentarily, but just to start with, I'm glad, very, very glad that you decided to appear on Zoom today. Mr. Wickman, could I have your appearance for the record, please?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Wickman on behalf of Mr. Densborn. Both Mr. Densborn and myself are on Zoom from separate locations.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Densborn, are you able to hear and see me and Mr. Wickman? And we also have Ms. Taylor here.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Taylor, our treatment court coordinator is present, and hello and good morning, Ms. Taylor.
Good morning, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Densborn, I'll start with the more formalities here, which is that a probation violation was issued because it's alleged that you committed a new charge. It's my understanding, actually, there's two new charges in the 55th District Court. And I also understand, and Ms. Taylor could provide more information, that there are several supplemental alleged violations having to do with your failure to appear for testing as is required by this program. And Ms. Taylor, are there other supplemental violations?
Your Honor, just I received a no-show for drug testing yesterday.
Okay, so that would have been June 24th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there additional failures to appear for drug testing, or is it just the 24th?
That's the only additional, Your Honor.
Okay, but what are the other ones? Because I don't have a violation for those.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I sent that over. Give me 1 second.
Okay, and I have just been handed a supplemental that alleges that Mr. Densborn failed to appear for urinalysis testing on June 11th, June 13th, June 15th, June 21st, and you didn't appear to meet with Ms. Taylor on the 17th, and then now we have the additional not appearing for testing on June 24th. So, Mr. Densborn, all these allegations, would trigger a possible penalty of 93 days in jail and fines, and you have a right to an attorney to assist you with this, and you have a right to a hearing. I'm not sure if you and Mr. Wickman have been able to discuss these allegations. Mr. Wickman, have you and Mr. Densborn had the chance to confer?
We have not, Your Honor. We spoke briefly this morning. At this time, I'm going to ask that we enter a not guilty plea. I imagine that might change in the future, but I think at this point, Your Honor, it is best to enter the not guilty plea.
Okay.
And we're kind of addressing everything in the future. Addressing Mr. Densborn's, he indicated that he didn't see Maria's email to appear this morning. Miss Lee, our peer recovery coach, got him on the phone with me, and I told him that he couldn't make it in person because he was just not able to do so in time, but appearing in Zoom at least would be better, so this court could arraign him and properly address interim bond conditions given his plans, which I can address whenever the court is ready with regards to what's next for Mr. Densborn.
Okay.
Don't worry, it starts reasonable, but it gets worse.
Very good. So we'll enter not guilty plea. Mr. Dunsborne, we will address these allegations again at our next hearing, which will be on July 3rd. So a week from tomorrow, July 3rd, Wednesday. So Mr. Dunsborne, the most important thing that we need to do today is to address your bond and to determine how the court can be assured that you and the community will be safe until July 3rd, when I next see you. On that, Mr. Wickman.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just briefly, really what it comes down to is the charges were the old ones that we kind of knew about. We just didn't necessarily know the full extent of them. I'm not aware of any charges since this most recent incident, things like that, of the no-show testing and things like that. Mr. Dunsborne is planning to head to Sacred Heart. He gave me approximate time of leaving about 9:20, 9:30, as when he was looking to be heading out the door to Sacred Heart. I told him it was still best to appear this morning. So he's planning on being at Sacred Heart starting today. I would ask the court to allow him to do that, but he needs to provide documentation of such and execute proper releases for Miss Taylor, or we can't know that he is there and that the community is safe, and he risks a bench warrant being issued and people locating him. So I would just ask that for interim bond conditions. I think it is absolutely reasonable that he needs to get to somewhere where he is safe and not using, and then we can really evaluate kind of the full picture with Mr. Dunsborne and kind of the challenges we have. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Wickman. Mr. Dunsborne, did you hear what Mr. Wickman told me?
Yes, Your Honor, and you know, that's my plan. I have to get sober to survive, let alone stay out of jail.
That I agree with your statement. So, Mr. Dunsborne, here are the court's issues. One, how do you plan on getting to Sacred Heart? How were you going to get there right now?
My daughter is taking me.
Okay, is
She's
she
on
with you
her
right
way.
now?
She's on her way up from Cassopolis. She's on her way up. She'll be here within the next half hour.
Okay, and I know she's an adult. Obviously, you've told me about your daughter before. How she's in her 20s, is that right?
Yeah, 23.
23. Okay. So it's your understanding she's driving right now
Yes.
to you in Lansing?
Yes.
Are you at
Yes.
Pinnacle?
Pardon?
Are you at Pinnacle right now?
No. I had to leave Pinnacle because I had to leave Pinnacle.
Okay. Okay, so your daughter will be driving you. Where?
There are certain unspecified issues I had with Pinnacle at the time, and I just had to leave. I'm going to leave it at that, Judge. I'll give him credit for not running his mouth.
Will your vehicle and the keys to your vehicle be when you're at Sacred Heart?
I left it at Pinnacle. I left my car at Pinnacle. I don't plan on getting back into it until it's legal.
And Mr. Wickman, I would appreciate the defense coming up with some assurances that the court could make sure that that happens. So quite frankly, I need to know, to follow along with Mr. Wickman's request for interim bond, I need to know that the keys are not in Mr. Dunsborne's possession.
Mr. Dunsborne, do you know where the keys are to your vehicle right now?
They're in the vehicle.
Okay. Do you know anyone at Pinnacle who you would trust to hold on to those keys while you're, because it's not safe to have them in the vehicle either, sir.
Yeah, I don't have the vehicle anymore. I don't consider that part of my property anymore at all.
Well, is the vehicle unlocked where someone could get into the vehicle and take the keys out?
Yes.
Okay, can I give me someone at Sacred Heart who you trust to take possession
Or
of the,
Pinnacle, I think it's Pinnacle,
correct?
yes. Ms. Taylor, who's your
believe-
contact at Pinnacle?
I've been talking with, I believe, the program manager, Adam.
Adam? You know Adam, Mr. Densmore?
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm gonna order that Adam needs to have your vehicle keys in his possession, and he will be the custodian of those keys while you are at Sacred Heart.
understood.
Understood and agreed to, Mr. Densmore?
Yes, Your Honor.
Could we have more specific information? And Ms. Taylor, if you could get Adam, I need to know where that car is. I mean, is it literally just parked in their parking lot, or is it parked on the street in front of Pinnacle?
It's parked in the parking lot.
It's parked in the parking lot. Okay. So, Ms. Taylor, if you could, and you can get off of our hearing to make that call, I need to know that that's all accurate and that Adam's able to identify Mr. Densmore's vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, so Ms. Taylor will get off and then we'll just continue to address, that's the most important thing, Mr. Densmore, and it is a absolute necessity for safety. And I'm thinking of your safety and I'm thinking of the safety of the community. So we just, for me to go along with the request for interim bond, which I would like to do, we need to have that piece of that security in place. And so that's what we're working towards. Mr. Densmore, if you're allowed to go to Sacred Heart, in the interim, as Mr. Wickman said, you'll need to sign releases so that Ms. Taylor, and if you'd like Ms. Lee also to be on that, would be able to communicate with the staff at Sacred Heart. We'll have to make sure that we're able to see you, hopefully on the 3rd, to have a check-in. And then, you know, most importantly today, if you get into Sacred Heart, the court needs documentation. And Mr. Wickman, to make that happen, will we need the release signed?
I believe we would have to have a release signed in order for them to communicate with us, yes.
Okay, I believe we would too. Mr. Densmore, you've been to Sacred Heart before. You're familiar with that treatment center, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And did you choose Sacred Heart just because you need someplace to go and it's local, or is there, I guess I'm just asking about, you know, are you ready to go there? And is that a choice that you understand you need?
Yeah, I'm not willing to die today. You know, I understand that this probation and this court is, you know, saved my life, but you know, I need help. I need help, and I have the willingness to go get it. It's not, you know, I'm not trying to escape. I'm just trying to survive.
Well, Mr. Densmore, you made a really good choice, and I know Mr. Wickman, you agree with this, to appear today. A very, very good choice. So I would say even in a moment, I mean, I know this is not a good moment for you, a good day for you, a good morning for you, but you still were able to have the, you know, strength, courage, and clarity to do the right thing, at least in respect to this court. So that was a very, very important thing you did this morning. Mr. Wickman, I know you were instrumental in making that happen. So I really appreciate you. And I think Mr. Densmore, if you, even in this current state, are able to listen to Mr. Wickman, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's, Mrs. Lee, you know, is the real cornerstone of this. She won't let me she won't let me run off the edge.
I know. You and Miss Lee have been working together for a long time, and I mean, I know there's a lot of a very strong bond there. And I know her feelings about you, Mr. Dunsmore. So I appreciate you again acknowledging her. Miss Taylor, you're back. Did you get any more information?
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke with Aaron, who's the program manager. I apologize. I said the wrong name earlier.
Sure.
He says that Todd's car is not on their property. They have not seen Todd's car in 2 days.
Okay. Did you hear that, Mr. Dunsmore?
I did. I sold it to a guy. For $1,000. He paid me $500 and is supposed to pay me another $500 next week, but I can't prove any of that.
So the information you told me about Pinnacle was untrue. And now this story that you can't prove, I think you can understand why I have questions about that as well.
Yes.
Mr. Dunsmore, I think you still have your car, and I think you have access to your car.
Yeah, I think the judge is all over it. This is why I stayed off the stream. I couldn't help myself. I didn't want to give it away. The judge is so empathetic, and I bought it too when I was the whole thing. I'm like, oh, this guy's hit the bottom. He really believes in all this stuff. And then with that statement there, she's like, okay, I'm done. She's still very nice, but I'm done with you. I don't believe anything that comes out of your mouth anymore, nor should she.
And I cannot allow you to, I can't leave this hearing either without having those keys in the custody of someone else who is safe and sober, or by, then the other option is I would need to issue a warrant for your arrest, and you would not go to Sacred Heart there. You would have to go be held in custody. And neither of us want that, but you cannot have your car. So where is your car?
Gone.
Where are the keys to your car?
In my car. I sold it to a guy. Look, I don't even know his name. He's a guy at Pinnacle. So yeah, I gotta go to treatment though. I have to.
That's not what we're talking about. We all agree with that. It's just that obviously treatment is, it's a voluntary program, and it's my understanding you could leave treatment. And that's where I need to protect the community and make sure that if you were to walk out of Sacred Heart, you don't have access to a vehicle. Is that your daughter?
Oh, it's a TV. Sorry.
So, Mr. Dunsmore, I'm going to ask you again, where are the keys to your car?
In my car.
And where's your car?
I don't have it. I mean, I
don't know. Tell me in the chat. I will tell you this. It's not definitive, but do you think he has possession of the car as the judge suspects and is just making all this stuff up because he just blatantly lied about the car being parked there? I don't know if he sold it or not, but the car wasn't parked where he said it was parked. So I don't know why she even continues to ask questions other than if you have something verifiable, like now I need a photo or something, anything that comes out of your mouth, it is not believed and can't be at this point.
Can't prove it. but I don't have it.
Is there, I mean, I can't just go off that and, given how this conversation has gone, Mr. Dunsborn, and given your state, that would not be responsible of me to accept that as an assurance. So is there a sober, trustworthy adult who can give the court more information about where that car is? For instance, your daughter.
I was going to suggest, Your Honor, I could try to call his daughter. I don't love calling people who are in their car driving in this weather, but if we need to try to figure something out, I think that might be best.
Mr. Dunsborn, are you willing to provide Mr. Wickman your daughter's phone number?
No. Just go ahead and put the warrant. Look,
Here's the thing with providing my daughter's phone number. If I do that, then we're going to find out more stuff. Like, she's probably not on the way over here. I never discussed any of this with her. Oh, good Lord. And the poor attorney who handles this all the way, when he first drops the "I sold it" bomb, the expression on his face was priceless.
I don't have my car anymore. I'm ridiculously drunk and high, and I have to go to treatment. Like, I have to leave soon. I have to take a shower. So put me in jail. I don't care.
Mr. Wickman,
Judge, I'm drunk and busy. So, I mean, literally stop wasting my time and just put me in jail.
No, I don't have my car. Like, that's...
Mr. Wickman, would you be willing to go in a breakout room with Mr. Dunsborn to see if you could have a conversation, and then we'll go back on the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna give this one a shot. Rocky sent it to me. It's a video, I think, from the same call with Judge Bryant, so it's probably good. I have not seen it yet. Let's give it a try.
This is case number 20443301. The People versus Adam Mays II. Defendant is charged with driving while license suspended, revoked, denied. And that's why when I printed out a register of action that was 12 pages long, I just felt like somebody should have to pay for the paper. Somebody should have to pay for the paper. And today is the date set for an arraignment on a bench warrant, but like the 10th one. Like the 10th one, like literally the 10th one. On a driving while license suspended. Appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, Christina Ritter on behalf of the people.
Brigidia Hall on behalf of Adam
There
Mays
shall not be
II.
any
Sir, may you
cutting
say
of
your
this.
first, middle, and last name for the record?
I'm Eugene Mays, Your Honor.
Are you the second?
I'm sorry about that. Yes, I am the same.
Ms. Hall, literally is 10 times. I wrote it on my paper. I numbered them. How are we proceeding, Ms. Hall?
Mr. Mays would like to waive the formal reading and stand mute. We ask that a plea of not guilty be answered on his behalf, and we ask that this matter be scheduled for a final pretrial.
Without a tether. Not without a tether. I promise you, we're going on tether.
I do want to let the court know that Mr. Mays did indicate that he was incarcerated in Wayne County Jail.
Let me help you before you go there. Let me help you. Let me just help you. Let me help you. All right. February 2020, the matter was scheduled for a pretrial conference. February 21st, 2020, defendant failed to appear. The matter was rescheduled in November for a pretrial conference, November 23rd, October the 26th, 2020, the matter was scheduled for a pretrial conference, November 23rd. And then for some reason, maybe it had some COVID related issue, it was removed from the calendar and the matter was rescheduled for a pretrial conference, February 1st, 2021. February 1st, 2021, defendant failed to appear. That's the second KPS. At some point, he reappeared and the matter was arraigned by the magistrate. And then the magistrate set the matter for arraignment on the bench warrant, April 27, 2021. April 27, 2021, the defendant failed to appear. Third KPS. And then at some point, he showed up later on, but at the end of the year. And at the end of the year, they scheduled the matter for another arraignment on the bench warrant for January 25th of 2022. On January the 25th, 2022, we finally had a pretrial conference. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, I got off on my counting. The defendant failed to appear. I apologize. January, he failed to appear. That was number 5. And then he came back at the end of the summer and they set it for another bench warrant. Arraignment of pretrial in September. They set it for September the 29th, 2022. September 29th, 2022. That's when finally the defendant appeared. Defendant appeared and there was a pretrial held and the matter was scheduled for a final pretrial conference. Final pretrial conference was scheduled for November 8th of 2022. Defendant failed to appear. Defendant failed to appear. November. And then he came back the next year in January. And they scheduled it for another arraignment on the bench warrant. And then arraignment on the bench warrant was scheduled for February 13th. And guess what? Can you guess, Ms. Hall? The defendant failed to appear. That's failure number 7. And then he came back in March. And they put him on for April 5th for an arraignment on the bench warrant. And then arraignment on the bench warrant, he finally again showed up. He showed up twice. But we on KPS number 7. So he showed up twice. And then April 5th, he was scheduled for pretrial for April 17th. And I want you to guess what happened on April 17th. Defendant failed to appear. That's KPS number 8. And then on May 17th, defendant failed to appear. All right. So then he showed up again in July. He showed up at a couple of days later, looked like a couple of days later, he showed up. And then it was scheduled for an arraignment on the bench warrant for July the 5th. And on July 5th, KPS number 9 happened. KPS number 9 failed to appear. KPS number 9 failed to appear. All right. And then he appeared a couple of days later. He appeared before the magistrate or something. It was scheduled for arraignment on the bench warrant for August the 3rd. And then on August 3rd, I promise you, guess what happened? Can you guess? Oh, I'll tell you because you can't guess. I know it's hard to guess. It's hard to guess. Put your hand down. We're not in school. I'm talking. On August 3rd, he failed to appear. That's KPS number 10. KPS number 10. Okay, we're at KPS number 10. KPS number 10. We're at KPS number 10. We are at KPS number 10. All right. So hold on. Let me see something. What did I do? Okay. Yes. We're at KPS number 10. And then he was supposed to come August 3rd. And then after August 3rd, he showed up, looked like again a couple of days later. He came August 7th. August 7th, they scheduled it for another arraignment on the bench warrant. They scheduled that arraignment on the bench warrant for August the 23rd. And Miss Hall, if you tell me what happened, don't even tell me. On August 23rd, he failed to appear. That's KPS number 11. That's failure to appear number 11. Okay. And then he came again August 31st. A few days.
That's okay. You don't need to tell me.
Later, he came again, August 31st. And then on August the 31st, the warrant was recalled and he was scheduled to appear for a pretrial conference. And the pretrial conference was scheduled for October 17th. And I promise you, if you tell me what happened on October 17th, if you can't tell me what happened on October 17th, I know you can. I know you can tell me. Everybody can tell me what happened. He failed to appear. That is KPS number 12. That's KPS number 12. So you can try to tell me about him being incarcerated. Go ahead and tell me about him being incarcerated and he was coming 3 days later and 2 days later and 5 days later. Come on this driving while license suspended case. This is a driving while license suspended. And Mr. Mays has 12 KPSs. 12. His paper, when I printed it out, I'm not even being honest. Oh my goodness, hold on. I was being honest. Let me correct the record. KPS number 12 was October 17, 2023. And then he showed up again. He showed up again in January. And it was scheduled for another arraignment on the bench warrant in January 2024. And then he appeared, well, it was put on for arraignment on the bench warrant. The warrant was canceled, and then he showed up, and it was scheduled for a pretrial conference. And then that was scheduled for February 29th. And so he appeared February 29th. He appeared. That's 4 times he appeared. Okay. And then it was scheduled for final pretrial. Same thing you asking me for today. Final pretrial. It was scheduled for final pretrial. And then guess what happened? On May 2nd, this year, May 2nd. Do you want me to tell you what happened? The defendant failed to appear for KPS number 13. KPS number 13. KPS number 13. Failed to appear. Failed to appear. Didn't come. Didn't show up. Failed to appear. All right. And then he showed up May the 15th. And then May 15th, they gave him this court date. Now, why they didn't just hold him in custody, I don't know. Probably because it's a driving while license suspended case. Well, let me tell you what I'm not going to do. Give him another court date without a bond. I'm not. Ooh, I'm not. All right. So come on, somebody help me. What's going on? What Miss Hall, what's going on? What's going on?
Your Honor, I have no explanation for all of the KPSs. I will say that according to my client, he was incarcerated for at least some of them, and then for others, there were notices being sent to the incorrect address. However, if his KPS history shows you nothing else, is that he does not give up. It's a lot of people that
I'm giving up. I'm giving up. I give up. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Ooh, I am giving up. Have you heard me say that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
I am actually asking that you recall this case. We do want to see if we can try to get something figured out today.
For
So
sure. Let's do
recall it.
that. Let's do that. Let us see if on a driving while license suspended case that should at a maximum take 2 court dates to resolve. And we're on KPS number 12, 13. Yeah, let's recall it and see if you all could work something out on this driving while license suspended case, because this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous waste of the taxpayers' money. It is. It's a ridiculous waste. So let's see what we can do. We're going to recall the case. Yeah, we're going to recall the case. All right. I'm coming downstairs.
Your Honor.
There's a dress code policy that should be over there on the table somewhere. All right, this is case number 204433301.
Oh, Rocky edited this thing and put it together. This is awesome.
The People versus Adam Mays II. Defendant is charged with driving while license suspended, revoked, denied. And today is the date for an arraignment on the bench warrant for like the 13th or 14th time. Appearance, please.
For the record, Your Honor.
You ain't let Ms. Rita go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were recalling.
Oh, I am, but they always still go first.
Oh, okay, okay.
For the record, Your Honor, Christina Ritter on behalf of the people.
And for the record, once again, Janice Stevenson appearing on behalf of my good friend Adam May.
He your friend
He is, because we've been working together on this.
for 10 years, so since COVID, yes,
I know
2020.
his mom,
Uh-huh.
we went to talk to his mom, and
Okay, well then, come on, okay, Mr. May, state your name again.
Adam Eugene Mays II, Your Honor.
Your friend came in to try to help you stay out of jail because Miss Hall was doing the case first. Okay, Miss Stevenson?
no, only because, I think this is the last case on the docket, she has to move to another area.
Yeah, that's what you're saying, but okay,
So,
come on. yeah.
Mr. Mays is gonna continue to plead not guilty. We're not gonna ask for another final pretrial. We would ask for a waiver trial. We would like to, advise the court that there was a bond posted where if the.
For what, $10?
No, it was $100 bond.
Oh, okay,
So
$100.
Mr. Mays is prepared for the possibility of the court. We did hear the court say that you would have a GPS tether installed. We just asked the court to let Mr. Mays go over and get the tether put on himself. So
Are they doing it now?
I know you can go over and get it taken off, so I think you can go over.
No, they'll take them off, but call the tether unit and just see before I didn't make a decision yet, but call the tether. Court is going to continue a not guilty plea and set the matter for trial. With respect to the trial, Mr. May, your lawyer has indicated that you want to waive your right to a jury. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Even though I was fussing at you about being with Mr. Court for like 13, 14, 15 times? And so you comfortable with me hearing the case?
Yes.
Because you still believe I'm fair?
Yes, sir.
All right. And has anyone threatened you in any way or promised you anything that will cause you to give up your jury?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the people?
No objection, Your Honor.
Oh, this is our form we used to fill out a long time ago. Having no objection from the people, finding that the waiver is made freely, knowingly, and voluntarily, court accepts the waiver. I was, okay, let's address Barb first, and I'll tell you when I'm gonna do the trial. Mr. Mays, can I talk to your client, Ms. Stevenson?
I wish you would, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Mays, why you keep missing court?
Your Honor, I'm in the process of getting my life together, and I've been proud of myself. I've been doing good this year. I've been home since January 5th. I do not know why the system is saying that I'm out and I'm scheduled work dates.
You don't know why the system's saying it?
I've been out. I've talked to that guy several times. He knows me.
Mr. Flannery, isn't he probably the best clerk in the
He
world?
knows my name. He said, I know
Christopher
you're.
Flannery. Yeah, he keep calling you Mr. Flannery. Okay.
I called him May 15th as well.
Okay,
I was at work. I am better off in person. I was at
Okay.
work knowing that I had a work date, but I got sidetracked and I said, oh, and I tried to zoom in. It was too late. He said they put.
where do you work?
I work for Move to Come
Okay, you be moved right when we need to move
and move in furniture,
in furniture.
anything. But yes, so I'm just trying to get my life squared away. I don't have any warrants. This is the only thing that I do have. Trying to
Can
take care of everything.
Verify that for me that Mr. May doesn't have anything in our system. Go ahead.
Yes, I just took care of my last warrant that was in Workfield. Took care of that 2 weeks, last week. And that was the last one.
Do you have a license?
No.
Is this stopping you from getting your license?
Yes, I have to go see the board in Lance.
Oh, okay, cause you.
So I'm got a lot going on, but I'm trying. I just want to let you know. I'm trying so
Man, I
hard.
gotta get together.
I had court on Zoom, but I was wanting myself to be in person. I don't care what it was. Yes, I have another case that I paid fine for as well. Scheduled.
In this courtroom?
No, at
Oh.
2:30 downstairs,
Oh,
134.
what's the charge? Do you know?
B&B, it's the.
Oh, so it's gonna be in front of you.
Unless it's next door, is in. It's like-
Oh, did they start that already?
They have, so.
Cause I don't see no change on my docket. I was just asking, cause I still see a whole bunch of cases coming on my docket. Mays, but.
But we
Okay.
just got an M a couple of days.
We
haven't
did.
seen it yet, but it's, so I don't know if it's really
So,
happening as supposed to,
And even though he would already have a case with me, they still would separate the cases.
as far as I know.
That's not what the law says. Okay, don't get me to mess up, cause I don't care.
Now, we can send this case over there, as far as I'm concerned. They said if it come out of warrant status. Oh, okay, you're right, okay. You see, I'm trying to get him every case I can.
Let's keep Mr. Mays here.
Okay.
Have any cases?
And does he have a case that's getting ready to go next door?
This one's assigned to Judge Garrett.
Okay. Good news though for you. Judge Garrett is more patient than me. I think he's been a judge now. It's been up for reelection yet, hasn't been 6 years. He's a younger judge, he got more patience than me. Now, they do tell me he be kind of going, with people sometimes, but probably not like me. He probably wouldn't have read off all your cases like I did, cause I've been doing this 17 years, I'm 7 years old, I don't care.
I think he would have.
Oh, he would have read off the cases too? Well, I might have to watch him, go over there and see my young colleague. Okay. So that case is going to him because of the new way they trying to, lighten my burden. Mr. Mays, let me tell you something. In another part of my life that they don't let me talk about, in this part of my life, they don't let me talk about the other part of my life because they say we're supposed to separate church and state. In another part of my life, I truly believe in the concept of, grace. And I even bring it into this part, I believe people deserve another chance. And even though we have given you a whole bunch of, I wouldn't, necessarily want anybody to tell me that I ran out of chances, but I'm gonna tell you that you are running out of chances.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. When is this court date, Judge, here?
He's gonna get a rain.
Oh, he's just getting a rain today, okay. But I wonder if we can find out, can you call down to the arraignment courtroom and find out what date they're gonna give them, so I wanna coordinate. All right, so I'm gonna give you another chance.
Thank you.
I mean, you sound sincere, but so does, guilty people. You know what I'm saying? Like some guilty people, they really know how to try to get, or some people who know when they say the words that they don't have any intention on coming back. Nonetheless, all I'm gonna tell you is this. I am going to continue your not guilty plea, set the matter for trial on a date that I'm gonna try to coordinate with your date next door. I'm gonna set the trial, the last number on the trial is gonna be a 4, right? So I set it for 10:34, like it's gonna be 10:34. And to me, in my courtroom, what the 4 means is that defendant is on their last chance. And so if they don't come, that $100 you posted, that ain't gonna get you out of jail the next day. On a driving while license suspended case, hell, it ain't no sense. So if this has a 4 on the end, your bond is gonna be like 2,000 cash surety plus a GPS tether, or 3,000 cash surety plus, since it's a driving while license suspended case, you probably wanna get the low end of my high bond. So the low end of my high bond is 2,000 cash surety plus a GPS tether. Okay, so don't not show up. I don't want you to lose your job. I want you to get your license, but I want you to stop wasting. Did I bring it out? Your ROA is 12 pages. Okay. Do they know?
Yes, Your Honor, it's gonna be July 10th at 8:30.
Okay, so July 10th, I won't even be here. I'm gonna be in Dallas. It'll be a hot Dallas. So I can't do that. All right, I was gonna try, but I can't. So let's set the trial for, what's that date I was setting today and I didn't hardly have no case? July 26th, I'm gonna set the trial for 10:34. 10:34, Mr. Mays. Okay. 10:34, July 26th. We want. That's a motion here. That I said I need to move. Something about that. Oh, I gotta move this pre-trial. Okay. 10:34, Mays. All right. 10:34, Mrs. Mays.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Anything further?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Do you want us to print that out for you?
Please.
Yes. Have a seat on front row. We're gonna print out your paperwork. And then, Mr. Mays, one more thing. On your trial date, don't come to the reception.
Yes.
You're not supposed to be. Okay.
Ah, there you have it. That was too much fun. That was even better than I expected. Ultimately, she gives him another break. She does. I don't think he'll show up. I really don't. I don't know what would make me think that he wouldn't show up. Perhaps the history has something to do with it. All right. Now I don't know what to do for the thumbnail. Because we've got Drunk Guy in Court, which was rock solid. It took a while to develop, but boy, that got fun, and that was fun all the way through. All right, that's all I got for today. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate it. I will see you all soon.